You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
You're listening to Mornings with Pat Kreitlow on WBZH. I'm Mark Lundeen, and here's what's happening in Hayward today. As of the recording of these events and activities this morning, I haven't received any cancellations, but please, as I announce these events and activities for today, especially this morning, be sure to check with that organization's Facebook page, website, or other communication. The Lacouture Ojibwe schools will be having a Red Cross blood drive today. Anytime you want to stop by the school, check it out. Again, you can go to redcrossblood.org and look for the Eagles, the Lacouture Ojibwe Eagles. They will be having a blood drive today later on. Northwoods Community Food Shelf is scheduled to be open at 10 o'clock. They will be at the Spider Lake Church Youth Center at 11255 Highway 77 in Hayward. They have lots of food, including meats, produce, and canned good items. Everyone's encouraged to get food from this program regardless of your financial situation. Again, the Northwoods Community Food Shelf at 10 a.m. opening up until 3. Super Senior classes happening at 11 o'clock today at the Hayward Resource Center. They are located at 15856 East 5th Street in Hayward. This is a 45-minute chair-based class geared towards those who are 60 and older. They work on balance, strength, coordination, core, and, of course, having fun. Again, Super Seniors at 11 o'clock until noon at the Hayward Senior Resource Center. Hope to see you there. Classic Movie of the Month scheduled for 1:30 this afternoon at the Hayward Library. This month's movie is The Bishop's Wife, starring Cary Grant, Loretta Young, and Dave Niven. Great movie there. Go on and go check that out. The Bishop's Wife playing at 1:30 at the Sherman and Ruth Weiss Community Library today. Spooner School District has parent-teacher conferences this evening starting at 4 o'clock until 7. Again, at the Spooner High School, Spooner School District parent-teacher conferences happening from 4 until 7 this evening. Power Pump happening at the Cable Community Center starting at 4 o'clock. This is an exercise class using dumbbells designed for all fitness levels. Targets all major muscle groups by using exercises such as squats, presses, lifts, and curls. Again, Power Pump happening at 4 o'clock until 5 at the Cable Community Center. And Wednesday night supper happening at the First Lutheran Church here in Hayward, located at 10680 Main Street. Drive up and someone will greet you and give you the number of meals that are needed on a free will donation basis. No pressure to donate at all. For more information about the Wednesday night supper, call the church at 715-634-2141. That's 715-634-2141. Starting off Thursday morning at 10 o'clock, Engage Knitting at the library. Join the fun whether you are a beginner or experienced knitter or prefer a different craft and would just like the camaraderie. For more information, call the library at 715-634-2161. Again, Engage Knitting at the library from 10 until noon on Thursday, December 11th. The Elder Association of Lacouture will be meeting at 10:30 until 12:30 at the Seven Winds Casino and Lodge Conference Center. That's located at the corners of County Road B and K, of course. The LCO Elders Association meeting on Thursday, December 11th, starting at 10:30 at the casino. Building crew, if you are ages 3 to 18, you can build some great block construction pieces. Again, 3:30 to 4:30 on the second Thursday of each month at the Sherman and Ruth Weiss Community Library, again starting at 3:30. The Monarch Gym is having an open house on Thursday, December 11th, starting at 4 o'clock. The Monarch Gym is just off of Highway 77, just a little bit south of Walmart on the left-hand side. A new gym construction piece. Again, the Monarch Gym, open house starting at 4 o'clock on Thursday, December 11th. Boys varsity hockey for the Spooner School District will be at the Hayward Sports Center starting at 5 o'clock. Boys varsity hockey for Spooner and Hayward will be at home for Hayward on December 11th at 5 o'clock. The Hayward Middle School proudly presents Winter Winds on December 11th at 6 o'clock, featuring the Hayward Middle School 6th grade band and the Hayward Middle School 7th and 8th grade bands. Come celebrate the winter together at the Hayward High School Arthur D. Spoonlin Auditorium. Again, Winter Winds, 6 o'clock at the high school for the Hayward Middle School bands. Boys varsity game for wrestling at the Spooner School District will be at Shell Lake. Again, boys varsity wrestling for Spooner will be away at Shell Lake at 6 o'clock. Night of Hope happening at the Wesleyan Church here in Hayward starting at 6 o'clock on Thursday. A special evening for anyone walking through loss or heaviness this holiday season. Join us at the theater room for dinner, encouragement, and shared stories of hope. Please RSVP by calling the church at 715-634-4613. You've been listening to WBZH Hayward Today, local report on mornings with Pat Kreitlow. To stay up to date with everything in the Hayward Lakes area, download the Civic Media app and click on WBZH in the station listings. Coming up after local news and information, Pat Kreitlow returns. I'm Mark Lundeen, and I'll be back here in 20 minutes on Buzz of the North. It's 6:59.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
On the front porch, we are in the Buzz of the North. Just a small drift over the lap of Gray Gunderson. I have shoveled mine away. Good morning, Mr. Gunderson.
Good morning. Yeah, yikes. The wind is my least favorite part, but thankfully it wasn't as bad as it was supposed to be, was it? I feel like we got cheated out of a real freight train.
And schools are functioning, everything pretty much going here. Just it's a manageable snow. The snow crews are out there moving that stuff around already. So just allow yourself a little extra time here today.
Yeah,
you'll be all right.
I got ready in a rush this morning. I'm just realizing I put on a denim tuxedo that is broken up by a vest. So we're gonna have to.
Today we talk. So I've got I got a White Sox issue going on here.
Uh-oh.
I'm flashy today.
No, I mean, hey, just wait 10 years. They'll be back in. Just keep a rotation of black and white. You can't go wrong.
All right. Speaking of time passing, I was looking for a transition
Nice.
there, and that was it. I want to talk a little bit today about the transition. We had some local small theaters all across the country, I think you can pretty much say. But here in northern Wisconsin, we've had some theaters that typically have shown movies for many, many, many years, struggling or / closing, one of the two.
Yep.
And it's, I don't know, I was thinking about it last night as a subject for this morning. And I mean, this is just it's painful. Don't get me wrong. It's a financial hit for some people, but it's just part of the transition of technology. And we've seen it happen over and over and over again. And as hard as it is to see local small town movie theaters go away, it's just part of the transition of technology. It really is.
Absolutely. It absolutely is. It's inevitable that the things that appeal to you when alternatives are present might not appeal to the next generation, and that's exactly what's happening. But I think part of it, too, is that the real benefits of going to a theater, the things that make it magic, first of all, are tough to justify under current pricing when you're asking your kids with their whatever wage jobs. You know, when the new 20-year-olds have that decision, they're not going to throw their money that direction when they're already paying that much per month for a service that offers so many movies. And that's the obvious value proposition. But more than that, the things that make a theater experience magic, you can't really advertise them. You know, that the bouncy, you can feel the spring seats, but they're still just comfortable enough to forget them throughout the theater.
Yeah.
The overly modulated previews, like just coming to a theater, like, okay, calm down. But then the movie is like perfect because too loud is what you want when the fighters are flying over. Like there's this blend of things that you can't put on a billboard.
There is something special about it, and it's something that when you get to be my age, you will tell your kids and grandkids about, I remember the theater. I mean, I think they're still going to be in there in the big city because obviously it's like capitalism anywhere. When you get a lot of people, 2 million people in a metro area, they're still going to exist. Like the Radio Shacks existed for a while and the Kmart existed for a while after they went under. There's still going to be a few lingering, but it's going to pass because you said the cost. I mean, you can buy an 85-inch TV now for $300, and a subscription to Netflix for $8 or $10, and you're not getting the movie experience, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Absolutely. You know, I mean, maybe one of the more profitable ways to do it is if you could find a way to run Netflix on a theater screen and let people rent it out for brief periods. You know, maybe that stands a chance, but just you've got to go outside the box, and it's a darn shame. It's one of the major hallmarks of an era kind of going by, and I'm sitting here thinking, I remember when Netflix mailed you stuff. Yeah. They used to mail you stuff.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
They were a mail order service.
You ordered it, and it showed up a couple days later.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah. Did you mail it back? How did you give them back?
Yeah, you mailed it back, too. They gave you a return envelope. That was crazy. But one thing that we'll never be able to duplicate with small-town theaters closing, I don't know what the secret recipe is in the popcorn. But I'll admit that when one of our local theaters closed this past week, the last day they opened, my wife said, could you go down and get me some popcorn to go? So I got a tub of popcorn to go. There's something in that popcorn, and the recipe will be revealed someday. It may be illegal or legal. I don't know what it is, but it's good. That popcorn is real.
So it's actually two things, and one of them is kind of a two-pronged attack. First of all, the salt that they use, I think, is super fine. It's like really, really tiny, tiny grains of salt.
Okay.
And that does something. I don't know if that coats things better or I think it might have to do with distribution of the salt. But the fake butter they use, which might have some real butter in it, used in horrifying amounts. They lay it on. There's a reason it comes up all over your hands. It's not just butter, and I'm not sure it's butter at all. But that is it's something you can get and Google up pretty easily. But it's definitely exactly what you're thinking.
Yeah, it might be the salt because we usually go no butter, but the salt there's just something about it, and the fluffiness of it. It's pretty special.
They might even call it theater salt.
Yeah, so I might have to invest in some of that. But keep in mind that the transition we're seeing right now and the closing of small town theaters, this same thing happened 50, 60 years ago when opera houses transitioned into movie theaters, and a lot of the old-time theaters that are in small towns used to be playhouses and kind of the opera theaters, and then they had that same transition where that went away. So you're putting what on that stage? And then the movie houses kind of took over, and the live part of the performances kind of got shoved out to the side a little bit in small town.
It's another city thing now. It's gonna be a larger city thing. They'll survive in places of, I think of Eau Claire. I think that's gonna be about the minimum for consistently finding theaters now, at least in the near future.
I would guess eventually, even in big theaters, the hours would probably get trimmed a little bit because, for us small town people, maybe we go to the big city and we say, okay, I'm going to spend $20, $30 a person, but we're going to have a really nice chair, a wonderful experience, and popcorn that has got that special stuff in it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be more of an event rather than it is every Friday night you go to the movie.
The power recliners. I was at one, 10 years ago now with the power recliners. They make a lot of it worth it.
Yeah, exactly. We do have a keyword going this hour. I have no idea what it is, but we'll tell you in a little bit here. He's got 20 seconds to get it. Can he get it?
He's not fast enough.
The Buzz on the North, WBZH. Stay safe out there, Hayward. The snow, 5 or 6 inches out there. So we'll talk more about the transition of things like movie theaters.
Bell, B-E-L-L.
All right, get that to us right now.
Wait, no, that was the wrong one.
That was the wrong one.
That was the wrong one. Light, L-I-G-H-T.
All right, get it to us now. Bye. Buzz on the North, WBZH on the front porch on a snowy Wednesday morning. Joel and Gray here. We were talking earlier this morning about, the transition of small-town America. And one of the theaters that we talked about, small-town theaters struggling eventually, a lot of them closing. That's just a microcosm of other things that have happened over the years. I mean, when I grew up in the 70s, my small town of 725 people had 2 grocery stores, a drugstore, a hardware store, 3 restaurants, 3 gas stations, all within the city limits, probably less than a mile from end to end, in a town of 725. Now you go to small town America, and the shops have turned over. The grocery stores pretty much aren't there, and it's a complete flip over. And it's, even for a young guy like you, Gray, you think about it, it's still painful. I mean, I still even think the younger generation kind of longs for those days of the small town grocery store.
Well, and even, the mark for me, I'm sitting here laughing because you know what I'm thinking, Joel?
I'm old.
Well, I grew up in Park Falls, and Park Falls used to smell like a good fart. And I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They took down the smokestack at the paper mill.
Yeah, the mill.
A couple years ago now already. Or maybe a year ago. That feels about right.
Yeah, when the wind was blowing the right way, you smelt it. Yeah.
When you get into town, and I mean, if you've ever been to another industrial town, Nakusa comes to mind. There's a lot of them around here.
South of Wausau, there's a big mill, and you catch it. Yeah.
If you're built on a river, but it just it's so weird. It's so different. And the school that I went to, same thing. And when that mill left, the population is on a steady decline over the last 2 censuses I can remember. I remember 2,700 something, and then it was 2,500 something, and now it's 2,400 something. So it's like but at the same time, it doesn't feel like too many businesses are closing, and yet they are. Shopko, poof. That's not just here.
Yeah. It's a continual transition, and it sometimes we don't even notice that it's happening. Like in the early 2000s, my wife and I owned a video store. So at the time that we opened the video store, we were renting. This was 2001. Okay, we were renting VHS tapes in 2001, 24 years ago, and it was a good business. It was a real good business. Slightly transitioned into the DVDs, and we kind of transitioned into that. And then the internet, we could see it in 2006, 2007. The internet was starting to kind of take hold, and the bandwidths were allowing people to watch movies on the internet, and we could see it coming. We could see as a video store, you could see it coming. There was nothing you could do about it.
Nope.
And video stores lasted into the early 2010s to 15, and then even the Blockbusters and everything went away, and that was just part of it was painful for me and my wife owning a store like that. The financial hit you take and just seeing the sales decrease, nothing you can do about it. But it's just part of life. It's a part of the technology transition. It really is.
I'm wondering what the next big breakthrough is going to be. I hope I'm around.
I always think about that.
I hope I'm around for it. Whatever it is, whatever beats the internet, it's going to have to be pretty darn solid. That's... Wow, that's doing some stuff.
So many times I've told my wife, I said, see that TV we're looking at the wall? I said, that's going to go away someday. I said, eventually TV is just going to be there. I don't use the word hologram, but the kind of that. I'm envisioning that. And I say that for a main reason is every time we see prices of something go really down in the technology era, that means that something new is coming. Remember when DVD players were like $14? For a couple of years, they were like $14, and then Blu-ray came out, $300.
Yep.
And then TVs came out. When 40-inch TVs came out, they were like $3,000.
Yeah.
Now you can get one for a nickel at a garage sale. So just the price of TVs alone is telling me that they're they're doing what they can to drain everything out, and there's something coming. There's something, that physical TV, I think eventually, right now it weighs like 2 ounces anyway. Yep. So that TV, I think eventually it's just going to go away, and there's going to be a projector that's just going to present it to you right there.
I like flexible screens. That's an interesting space for upgrades to the basic. But I'm picturing something, it'll have some fancy name like negative space projection or something like that, and we'll find out that we're being blasted by X-rays as we sleep or something. Like there'll be something interesting, something sci-fi coming, but I don't know. I think it'll have to be something more fundamental, like maybe teleportation. You know, are we that far that we've got to do something as wild as that?
I think my son and I discuss this all the time. Oh, I talk, and he's like, whatever, Dad. And I tell him, I said, I think cell towers are going to go away eventually. That seems kind of silly, cell phone towers. I think eventually in your lifetime, maybe not mine, the internet's just going to be there. I think it's just going to be there. You're not going to say, what's your Wi-Fi password and stuff. Especially in metro areas. It kind of already is in metro areas. There's so many guest Wi-Fi's. But with the satellite technology we have, doesn't it make sense that you should just be able to just turn something on and you're on the internet?
Maybe. How do we turn the ground into an antenna? How do we turn the earth into Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
Like just blast it with enough power in the right place. I think we're going to wake up Godzilla before we do anything useful.
Yeah, but we're talking about technology transitioning small town America and big town. We don't see it in big towns as much because there's just so many businesses, and there's big chains and big towns that come and go every single year. They just they're in and out. They're trying stuff. But in small town, obviously, you see it. I mean, the old coast to coast stores, even the grocery business here in Hayward and Park Falls, has changed. You used to have 2 or 3 small family-owned, grocery stores, and now
go to the IGA.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to the no, you're not anymore.
Yeah,
That's a Super One now.
Yeah, which one has the better prices? And now it's a matter of, are you going to go leave town? Are you going to go to that store?
Are you going to drive to Spooner and get a better deal? Like,
yeah,
yikes.
Yeah, it's a transition that. I think grocery store shopping wise we've become used to, and a lot of you can grocery shop online too. You can grocery shop online if you want to.
Well, we do that.
Yeah,
we do that. I've got the membership with Walmart, and Walmart just brings me my stuff, and I don't even have to remember what my list is anymore. It says, "Hey, would you like what you ordered last time?" And I say yes.
Keyword this hour is light, LIGHT, in our grown-up gift list text to win contest on the multi-state civic media contest. LIGHT, light is your key word. Have fun shoveling, Gray.
Oh,
we'll see you, Hayward. Buzz of the North, WBZA.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
You're listening to Mornings with Pat Kreitlow on WBZH. I'm Mark Lundeen, and here's what's happening in Hayward today. With me in the studio today is Jessica Bjork of the Sawyer County Public Health Department. Hello, Jessica.
Hello.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
You're here to talk about a subject that is something I know little about personally, except for my wife. She knows a lot more about it. But we're going to be talking about prenatal care.
Yep.
So how does the county provide that type of a service? What is all involved in that?
Yes. So I phrase it as we're that go-to and in-between when you go to your doctor. So when you become pregnant, you go in and see your doctor usually once a month until you get closer to the end of your pregnancy. Then you're going to go in every so often, usually every week or every 2 weeks.
Yep.
So when you go into doc's checking on you, checking on baby, making sure the health aspect, everything's flowing the way it should be. We're that in-between person. So we're the one that's helping you with different things that you may need, getting ready for baby to come. So we go over a lot of labor and delivery, what to expect when you bring baby home. As you know, as a father yourself, especially that first one, you're like, oh my goodness, there's so much to take in, right?
Your world changes very quickly.
Very quickly. In a good way, but it really opens up, right?
Yeah.
So we talk about bringing that baby home, all the different things to expect, from sleep to bathing to feeding. So we're educating a lot of ways in those aspects, labor and delivery, baby, bringing it home, but also helping during that pregnancy, like how is mom's body's changing, right? It's not just a pregnancy, but how her hormones, moods, helping her and her partner through that process, right? Because a lot of things change for every woman. It's very different.
Yeah.
So each person, each mom we work with is very case specific. So I might work with a mom and maybe there's some mental health, or maybe she's having a lot of health issues with it. We work on that specifically with her, getting her the resources that she may need specific to her, or that in-between person. So every person...
It's a little deeper than what a midwife would do. You know, you have that role in there a little bit. I don't know if you actually do the midwife
job. So once it's like labor and delivery time, that's not where we come in. Nope. No.
Just like that. I am not going to sit here. No.
No, it's more of we help you with the resources. So maybe it's you need help with food, or getting for different appointments. You need that assistance or that person to help you with that. But also that extra check-in, like, hey, how did it go with doc? Or how did that appointment go, to make sure people are following through with those appointments too. Yeah. Because we know everybody's schedules are very different. But it's a lot of hands-on, a lot of education we bring, because we have other entities in the community that are awesome. So we have the pregnancy.
I was going to ask about the other two. There's other, not more. There's probably more than two, but there's other entities that also provide similar services to this. How is yours different?
Ours, because it's nurses that are able to provide this. So, and this is something that is done through the state, but we can also do it for anybody. Private insurance does not matter in that aspect. Sure. But we bring some of the medical component to it that you might not get through the other entities because of the background that we have. So some of the other entities, which are doing an awesome job, might go over the same things that we do, it doesn't hurt. We still try to encourage people, if they're working with us, also to be part of those extra programs, because it never hurts to have more than one thing, right? Yeah. It gives you the extra but we support. We will give that medical side to it, but also help work with you along with your doctor. So when I work with somebody, I also work with their doctor. I'm in between. So maybe they went to their doctor and there's a concern I have. I can work with their doctor as well to say, hey, here's also a concern that I'm seeing that they might not see when they're in their clinic. So it's everybody working together. It's not one against the other. And it's giving more resources to the expecting mom, expecting parents. Because we know nowadays everybody's so busy. Everybody has limited time. Yeah. So it's just those extra little check-ins that, hey, I might see, hey, I'm going to let doc know, maybe let's have her address this next time you're in. So, or like, hey, things are going really well at home. Mom's making progress in a certain area. So it's kind of helping each other along the way.
So how does someone apply or, get these resources? What do they need to do?
So it's, we'll have either our local providers that has a brand new mom that's pregnant, reach out to us and say, hey, then we reach out to them and we go, there's a questionnaire they have to fill out to see if they qualify. Most everybody does qualify. I don't think I've had anybody that I've ever turned away. So it's very simple. It's not something that somebody has to pay into, or it is free. Everything is taken care of.
Is there a financial threshold for that?
There is not with that one. No, there is not. So no, it looks so different. Things they'll look at is like, is this your first pregnancy? It looks at your age. So if you're a teenager that's pregnant, or as they love to call it, a geriatric pregnancy. So you're older. So you're like 35. They might have changed that recently, but it's 35. But they also look at like mental health. There's substance uses, there's smoking. There's a lot of aspects that are taken into play when we're looking at this.
Yeah. So what are the age groups that you see most in this program? Are they teenagers, single moms, or are they not older adults? I would say, 20-somethings, maybe 30s. Yeah.
So I would say not some adolescents. Yes, we have, but more in the 20-year-olds. Okay. So, and it ranges anywhere from, this is baby number 1. So everything is brand new, to I've had some clients, this is baby number 4 or 5. So that's where I said it's really patient to patient, because everybody's coming in with different needs that they have. In different, if it's mom of baby number 4, I might not do all the same education I do with baby number 1 for someone else, because mom's been through it. Yeah. So it's really tailored.
And just for the support and the resource that they need something, you're there.
Yeah. Yep, most definitely.
Okay. So how do they sign up? How do they contact? Who do they contact?
So they can, if they want to on their own, or if they just have questions, they can reach out to us at Sawyer County Public Health and ask for one of the public health nurses.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, Jessica, thank you very much. I hope our audience was learning something. I hope they'll be able to use some of your resources.
I hope so too.
All right.
Thank you.
You've been listening to WBZH Hayward Today, local report on mornings with Pat Kreitlow. To stay up to date with everything going on in the Hayward Lakes area, download the Civic Media app and click on WBZH in the radio station listings. Coming up after local news and information, Pat Kreitlow returns. I'm Mark Lundeen, and I'll be back with more Hayward area information tomorrow morning. It's 8:29.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.